Which Blue Archive character has the most lewds? Researchers everywhere have been trying to answer this question for the past 200 years, and I, today, come to you with the answer. I collected the data, and here it is. Top 10 of the most lewded Blue Archive characters. What can I say? Honestly, I think there are worse ways to spend your time than making a Microsoft Excel file about hentai. Like arguing on Twitter, for example. In any case, I would love to get straight into it, but first let me briefly tell you how I collected this data. I used the site Gelboru, or Gelboru, I don't know. And I could have simply looked at the number of entries for each character and call it a day, but the problem is that this website also collects safe for work pictures and videos, so first I had to separate the two. So for the purpose of this video I only counted the content rated as questionable or explicit, and excluded the one rated as general and sensitive, which I considered safe for work. Keep in mind that there's going to be a margin of error, as sometimes stuff gets rated as sensitive despite being pretty lewd, while some pretty tame stuff ends up in the questionable category. So my data is not 100% accurate. I'm sorry. Also, I included the ratio of not safe for work pictures in relation to the total number of pictures of each character. Some characters managed to be on this top 10 by having more lewds despite having less pictures overall than other characters. With all of that out of the way, let's get into it. At position number 10, we have Hina. What can I say? Welcome to the Blue Archive community, home of the crying face emoji. It's interesting to note, however, that only 20% of all the Hina content was lewd, which is the lowest in this top 10. So I guess Hina fans are pretty wholesome for the most part. Good job, Hina fans. At position number 9, there is Ako. And we can immediately see why I wanted to include the lewd percentage. The total amount of images of Ako on Gelboru is barely above half of those of Hina, but she still manages to have more lewds because almost half of all her pictures are not safe for work. So yeah, unlike Hina fans, Ako fans are pretty horny. Cool to know. At position number 8, passing the 2000 entries, Toki. Not that surprising, I guess. She's a popular character. Still impressive that she's this high in the ranking. I guess a lot of people are into deadpan characters. At number 7, Hanako. And I'm not surprised at all that she's in the top 10. And I'm also not that surprised that the ratio is 22%, which is the highest among the top 10 characters. So she might not have the biggest number of fans, but she surely has the horniest fans, which is very fitting for the horniest character in the game. At position number 6, Koharu. And I guess it's a very interesting coincidence that Hanako and Koharu are so close in the ranking, considering how they are often depicted together. Or maybe it's all according to plan. At position number 5, and this is very interesting, is Rio. And this is very unexpected because she hasn't even been released as a character. She is still just an NPC, and yet she is already this high in the ranking, surpassing not only all the other NPC characters, even popular ones like Arona, but also surpassing many characters that have been in the game since launch. I wonder how much this number will grow once she has been released. And speaking of, At position number 4, very recently released in JP, Kisaki. And not surprised, but still impressed by how fast this character has climbed the Lewded ranking since her reveal. People really like her design, I guess. I mean, I can't really blame them. Entering the top 3, in 3rd place there's Karin. This result will make Momoi very mad. But I can see why. It's not like you have much of a choice in Blue Archive if you are into dark-skinned characters. Also, the devs clearly leaned heavily on the fan service when it comes to her, and I guess that worked on the community pretty well. In 2nd place, Yuka. So I guess people don't have to worry about the Gomen Yuka meme. She has been drawn being intimate with Sensei a shit ton of times. Good for her, I guess? Honestly, I didn't expect her to have so many fans. Good, I also like Yuka. And finally, in 1st place, and it's not even close, there is such a massive difference between the 2nd and 1st place. So much that at first I thought I made some mistake, but no, apparently my data is accurate. It's Asuna. And I knew she was pretty popular, but I did not expect her to be this popular. I once heard that shortly after release the game was declining in popularity really fast, and it was Bunny Asuna that saved it. And I guess they were right. People love making art of this character apparently. Good for them, good for them. And now, the actual 1st place, Sensei. But that was a boring reveal, so I excluded them from the ranking. I mean, it makes sense for them to be number 1, as they have been depicted being intimate with their students enough times to warrant life in prison. Fortunately for them, that doesn't seem to be illegal in Kivotos. So there you have it. Thank you for watching. See ya!